Hello. It's so funny. I was just thinking that I wasn't going to be probably doing the countdowns anymore because it's not like the podcast, it's readings. And then I went ahead and didn't do the countdown today. So that was a mistake, but I was just thinking I'm going to stop doing that. And then here we are. So hello, Holly. How are you? We're going to be doing collective energy today, post eclipse energy, what we can expect. And post eclipse energy, this will be lasting for at least 6 months for most people. So this is kind of what you can expect over the next 6 months or so. So we'll get right into it momentarily. I know there's a few more people that'll be jumping on, but I always repeat myself, so it's probably better, yeah, without the countdown. Good. I'm glad you're doing well, Holly. All right. We'll just jump right in then, and whoever shows up shows up. Okay. I haven't even looked at the cards really yet, so okay, bottom of the deck over here with the Cannabis Oracle is Nanabaruku with Essence. This is your soul's essence, um your path, your life path, your purpose here, so to speak. Um right now and over this past year, we have been stripped down of so many different things. Everything that doesn't contribute to where it is that we are moving to um, is being removed from our experience. Some of it may be a relief, some of it may be a little painful. Hello, Val. How are you, my dear? Um, but nonetheless, we're being stripped down kind of to the bare bones of the situation, right? Talking about like house renovations, sometimes you have to strip everything down to the just the bare bones of it and build back up. And that's what we're kind of undergoing right now, is a renovation, so to speak, of ourselves and where we want to go with our lives. And being presented with choices and decisions is coming up. Forgot to put my ring on. Being presented with choices and decisions is being highlighted here. Page of Cups, bottom of the other deck. So this is fulfilling opportunities, fulfilling communications, things that help you feel emotionally fulfilled. This could be in work or business. This could be with regard to relationships, or just um, the feeling of like finally everything is clicking into place. Finally, everything is coming together after a period of perhaps not really seeing what that bigger picture was all about. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse right behind that. So this is like all of those things that have been on pause that we've been working towards, but it seems like nothing is moving forward, nothing is getting up off the ground. Now things are coming to an apex where things are going to start really turning in our favor. Five of Cups in the reverse. We're no longer self sabotaging. We're no longer choosing to focus on lack. A lot of us may have had recently a lot of lack surface for us. We do have Five of Pentacles showing up right dead center of the reading. So feeling left out in the cold, feeling like opportunities are passing you by or not even maybe making themselves known in your reality, or just, with regard to relationships, this could be um, relationships being highlighted that are not fulfilling, that are not serving our higher purpose anymore. Receiving a lot more clarity on those so that we can move forward. And right next to that Five of Cups, or I'm sorry, Five of Pence in reverse, is the Ten of Swords, but it is in the reverse. So this is that cycle is already died out. It's dead, done, over with, but new beginnings. This is what the reversal of that means. It means you've already walked away. Um, you've already received the clarity. You've already cut the cords, whatever it is. So you're moving into this new beginning where maybe Knight of Wands in the reverse, things again haven't really got off the ground, haven't really started to move forward. But also in the area of significant relationships, or This could be even things that we spend our time on, things, projects or um, jobs, businesses, whatever it may mean for you, where things weren't really working out, or maybe the other, if this is a collaboration type of experience where, it's been shown in ways that you can no longer deny that this is one-sided. This is not everyone putting all the effort in. So you're choosing to walk away from that. Eight of Cups. Choosing to walk away, letting it all burn and walking towards your sun, your happiness, your fulfillment. The Fool card, bottom of the deck energy. This is a new way forward. That's what I just heard, a new way forward. So you're just, sometimes we have to be brought to this place of, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know which way to go. That crossroads energy. And you have to really rely on your intuition in order to make it, in order to make that next step, in order to get yourself out of that stagnation. Okay, I just had to make sure my microphone was on because I didn't check it before and I just realized that. We have loyalty with Rana Rudu showing up here. This is with that Fool card, this is moving forward with the connections that you see are loyal, because all of the less than loyal relationships, connections, jobs, whatever, have fallen away from you. You've already walked away, or they've been, kind of removed from your experience, whether that's in a pleasant or unpleasant way. That's going to be different for everyone. But we have this Bliss card showing up. It may have been painful. Changes often are painful to some degree because we have to sacrifice certain things in order to be able to move forward on perhaps these new interests or new directions that you're being pulled in. A lot of people are having like newfound, I don't want to say hobbies, interests, okay, newfound interests, or they're beginning to feel themselves gravitating towards something perhaps a little different, or maybe even drastically different from what they've done before. So new talents being uncovered, new gifts really showing up for you in the way of intuitive gifts and things like that, or maybe even tangible things, opportunities are gifts from the universe, from your higher self. You have created these. We've got the Wizard card here with manifestation. You are the divine orchestrator. You are the divine creator, and you are creating this new path forward, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. But move forward in balance. This card says balance right there under the Wizard. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a card of balance. And when we are so within our comfort zone, when we are kind of, on a certain schedule, or we have certain things we know to expect out of our day to day, or we have a certain set type of life circumstances that we cycle through. And then all of a sudden things are changed or things are taken away from us, we can be jolted, right? It causes us to feel unsafe or uncertain. And humans really have this thing about uncertainty, where that feels even more unsafe than perhaps even a situation that they are actually unsafe in, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, or just, what I can expect. Like, I hate my job, but I go there, Monday through Friday to get that paycheck so that I know that I have a roof over my head, type of thing. You guys know what I mean? So whenever we are jolted in such a way where that safety net or that comfort zone is challenged in some way, even when we're faced with a situation or opportunity that's probably, or that's going to be much better than the circumstances we've been existing in, just because they are uncertain. Hello, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, my brain was kind of in the channel, and I was, yeah, don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, we can be so thrown off that it takes us a moment or a little bit of time to regain our footing. And sometimes we will have these opportunities approach us at a point where we don't feel we're really on solid ground just yet with that. But here it is. And we have that trepidation or that air of caution at pursuing said opportunity because it's out of the norm. It's not something that we're used to. And humans fear the unknown, right? So always use your discernment, use that logic. Brain is just as much a gift as your spiritual right brain gifts. Okay, so use your discernment. All the ego versus their true discernment. The ego will go out of its way to, throw in all of these extra thoughts, get you into that overthinking mode, just to try to keep you safe from unknown circumstances or from circumstances that may be similar energetically or physically to circumstances that caused some kind of a trauma or some kind of negative experience. So your ego is trying to keep you safe from experiencing something like that again. But things could be drastically different now because energetically you're at a different point of attraction. So that's where we say take the ego, say take a back seat, and we're going to do this. It's okay. This time I got this. This is the act of retraining your brain, retraining your mind, reprogramming yourself. We have gratitude rampage right next to that wizard card with balance. This is it's already happened. And this is one of the keys to manifestation is being grateful for it and acting as if it's already happened in a way that energetically your frequency is broadcasting the signal that I already have this. This is my reality. I'm living it right now. So being grateful that you're already living in the reality that you desire to live in is one of the fastest ways to manifest tangible circumstances for yourself. Um, so this is walking away from the unfulfilling things with that Eight of Cups again. Walking away from the things or the life circumstances or whatever it is that is, not meeting your requirements for joy, for success, for happiness, whatever it is for you, and walking towards your sun, towards your happiness, towards your fulfillment, and being grateful for those circumstances before they've even fully manifest in your reality. We have, oh, sorry, needed to take a breath. It felt like I wasn't breathing. Take a breath, okay? If lately you've been so driven, so focused on circumstances that are happening for you in your life, then make sure that you're taking enough time to just take a breath, okay? Just to do some self care to nurture yourself because that balance card showed up, right? And if you are overextending yourself or if you are keeping yourself constantly occupied, you're not going to see the blessings as they come in. You're not going to always see the opportunities because, we get tunnel vision and we get so focused on, what's right in front of us that we don't look up. So with this Osusi card with nature, it's like, yes, keep your eyes on the prize, be the archer, focus on your intended target, but don't be so blind when you're focused on your target that you're not seeing all of the abundance, all of the opportunities that are falling all around you. Okay. Make sure that you are moving ahead from a balanced perspective. Don't be overworking yourself. Don't be overextending yourself, exhausting yourself, because you'll want to see these other blessings that are raining down around you, because perhaps those are even better than the circumstances that you're shooting for, but you just haven't really brought that to your conscious awareness. So slow down, take a breath, okay? Maintain that vision. We have the vision card showing up here with the gateway. This is focused on your heart's truest and most pure desires. That heart is golden colored. This is allowing all of the old to fall away with that, or sorry, right here with that skull on fire there. And also that is touching on the repetitive thoughts, the intrusive thoughts, the overthinking, the tunnel vision, the not seeing the opportunities, not being present enough in every moment to see an opportunity when it presents itself for you. So burning away all of those um, intrusive thoughts, because that's the only way you can you can really describe them, is because yeah, when you're overthinking, you're being bombarded with thought. Hi Kara, love you. So make sure that you are maintaining your vision and you are burning away everything that detracts from that vision that you hold for yourself. Did I leave my dog outside? I thought I heard her bark, but I think I brought her back in. That might have been the neighbor's dog. um So, and that's not the only vision card we got here either. I'm just going to highlight this for a second. Hold your vision with the fixed moon is showing up here, but we'll get back to that. This, you know, maintain the vision, but also be present. Okay. That is balance. Maintain that higher frequency, that higher path that that destination that you want to get to, but stop and smell the flowers, because one of them might smell a lot better and you might decide to go down that path instead, and it leads to somewhere even more abundant and more beautiful than you could have imagined. Hi Ben, how are you, my love? um okay. Bottom of the deck with the Moonology Oracle, we have a fiery climax approaches with full moon and Aries energy. Full moons are endings and conclusions, thus the fiery climax approaches. Things are coming to a climactic point, but after that is when they start to taper off. And full moons, if anyone knows anything about full moons, especially if you work in emergency services, first responders, um, mental health arena as well, you know that full moons are like the culmination of all the crazies of the month. You know what I mean? That's when the craziest shit starts popping off. That's when more criminals are active, and that's when just more random incidents happen where people are finding themselves in need of assistance. So, um, full moons are that climactic point, but after that is when everything starts to dissipate. So there is some kind of a fiery climax that is showing up for you here. Not everybody is going to experience it to such a degree, but there is some kind of, it doesn't have to be, fiery doesn't mean negative or bad, okay? Fire is passion, okay? So this could be if you are manifesting higher circumstances for yourself right now, you're not really experiencing anything unpleasurable. This means a heightened passion, a heightened period of passion is coming in for you, or creativity. You're going to get, this big jolt of creativity so that you can start gaining that momentum moving towards your goals. But a lot of others are going to have, again, like that Eight of Cups, like we talked about there, is she's walking away from that fire. Okay. That's not a cup of water, which is emotion, psychic energy. That's a cup of fire. Okay. That's a cauldron. So you might be doing some spell work and walking away from some shit, some circumstances, some people. I don't know your life, but that could be the fiery climax. Like, you know what, I'm not only cutting these cords, I'm burning them bitches, and I'm healing, and I'm walking away. I'm never turning back. Okay, take it how it resonates for you. But we do have the mask card showing up bottom of the deck. Loss of identity, find your true self again. Or this could be you seeing the masks slip in others, and that's what gives you all the information that you need in order to move forward. Because right behind that we have the lessons card. So understand the lesson in the situation and shift your perspectives. Also a card of karma. Um, so a lot of karmic rebalancing happening right now. We are in Libra season officially. So, balancing of the scales. And if you're not on the right side of that, then you might get some backlash from just, your environment, your circumstances, the universe, whatever. But again, like most of you are, always trying to be on the positive side of karma. I know that for a fact. So I'm not really that worried about you guys. And if you're aligned to even watching this, then you're probably a really decent, good-hearted individual. So, but if you've done some shady things in the past, I'm just saying you might want to like um, do some extra protection or something. But the scale's got to rebalance, some way. So if you sowed some seeds before, you're going to be reaping the harvest now. So make sure that the seeds you're sowing are of a higher frequency moving forward, and you won't have to worry about that anymore. That's for somebody. We have fear showing up here, unhealed, bad decisions, subconscious blocks. Again, you could have sown some seeds that were less than authentic in the past, and maybe you're reaping some of the repercussions from that. Otherwise, this is a fear of um, maybe making a bad decision moving forward, because we did have that crossroads energy and the walking away. Sometimes it's really difficult in certain situations if you've been invested in those for a long time. You poured your energy, focus, and attention into those for so long, you don't really want to give up so easily. A lot of times this goes back to romantic relationships. I was in a relationship for 7 years, and I was like, man, I've put so much work, so much energy into this relationship with this person. I've gone above and beyond, but I had to eventually realize that person wasn't ever going above and beyond for me, not once in the whole 7 years. Okay. So I was giving 200% and I was getting back maybe 10. So I had to make the decision to walk away at that point, because there was such a lack of reciprocity that it became, you know, blatantly obvious, and I became painfully aware of that. So just because you've given a lot of time, energy, and effort to a situation, whether it's a romantic situation or not, that doesn't mean that you have to stay invested, especially if it's turned toxic. Okay, could have been great at one time, but now it's toxic. Just like my relationship I just described at the beginning, it wasn't toxic. There were toxic things that I didn't recognize because I was in my early 20s and I was still learning. But more often than not, in the early days, it was very pleasant. It was very exciting. It was very fun. I was the trophy. So, of course, I was getting all kinds of attention and love bombing, and I was with a narcissist. So, if somebody could be considering leaving a narcissistic type of person, or someone who just doesn't really give a rat's ass about them. And if that's the case, I'm telling you right now, fucking do it. Okay. Because you're walking towards your sun, towards being fulfilled, towards the happy life. Okay. Your version of happiness. I've had 7-year cycles with all my relationships too. It's a cycle of Saturn, I found out. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Um, Figures, exactly. I learned the lesson, Daddy Saturn. Daddy Saturn, no! I learned the lesson. Yes, Kara, I completely agree. I knew about the 7-year cycles with Saturn years and years ago, actually before I left that relationship. And then I was reminded of that intuitively when I was thinking about leaving the relationship. I was like, oh, wow, it's like almost exactly 7 years. um, wow, astrology, really cool. Not all the time. But like I only had one other long-term relationship before that, aside from like, high school boyfriend. And that was my daughter's father, and I only stuck around in that relationship for like 3 years. But there was some back and forth, some, you know, contemplation about reconnecting after for a couple of years. But also, he and I were dating off and on for a couple of years before I turned 18 and actually became an adult and entered a marriage with him. So, all in all, it probably did start to finish last about 7 years. So, yeah, that jives. But yes, you could be exiting a 7-year karmic cycle, because Saturn is daddy karma. All right. So, the enforcer of the karmic cycle. So if that is you, then absolutely that is 100% supported by your guides, the universe, your higher self, all of it. Okay. Home right behind that. Also, bottom of the deck energy, changes, moving, and approval. So you could be literally leaving your home, or you could be leaving a an energetic cycle that feels like home, whatever way that translates to you in your own experience. Okay, we have offer right behind that with date, engagement, and wedding, new opportunities coming in. It doesn't necessarily have to be a love offer. These are love cards, but they don't always mean that. Okay, so take it how it resonates for you. You could be receiving offers from people, you could be, you know, coming into alignment with a soulmate or a counterpart type energy, whatever it is for you. But this is new opportunities coming in. Yes, after an intense period, after an intense culmination. Okay, your commitment is being tested right behind that. So your commitment to yourself, your commitment to yourself is being tested. Are you going to stay committed to you, or are you going to commit yourself to outdated energetic patterns, relationships, cycles in your life that are not really serving a positive purpose anymore for you? They're actually dragging you down. They're anchoring you into more harsh 3D circumstances. Only you can choose to bring yourself up out of those circumstances and choose the new opportunity. Only you can do that. You can also choose to stay in this pattern and spend another 7 years in that karmic soup. It doesn't have to be 7 years, but I'm just saying, because we talked about Daddy Saturn and the 7 year cycles. Nothing is yet set in stone. Again, you have free will. You can choose to stay in those turbulent waters where you're barely keeping your head above water. You feel like you're drowning, but you know, from time to time you get thrust up by a current just enough to gasp for air before you're sucked back down. I've been caught in rip currents a couple of times, because I grew up at the beach, and it's not fun. Okay, it's terrifying. And it's like, just when you think that you're not going to be able to get another gasp of air, you just thrust right up out of the water. You know, get your air, and then you're fighting the tides again until, you know, eventually you come out of it or something else happens. I was rescued. um, I was rescued by people, by lifeguards. So I was very small, still learning, and I didn't go that deep in the water again by myself. Anywho, um, meditate and contemplate with that new moon in Pisces. New moon, new cycle. Okay, Pisces being the most psychic of the water signs. You can dive to the deepest depths, especially even, it doesn't matter if you have any Pisces in your chart. Everyone has some of each zodiac sign in their chart, even if it doesn't show up. You still have the houses, but this is using that intuition, that right brain, that meditative state to be able to really see, gain clarity overall on the next steps to move into this new cycle. Again, nothing is set in stone. You can still choose to stay in those old patterns. And I just looked down at the bottom of the deck and it says choices, confusion, crossroads, meditate for answers. Again, meditate. Patience, divine timing right behind that, and legacy right behind that. Like, you're not done. Even if you choose to stay rooted in these old cycles and these old patterns, I mean, it's still going to help you to gain some clarity. We have high vibrations here: love, compassion, forgiveness, and oneness. But it came out right next to insanity loop, repeating past mistakes. Okay, we can get caught in spiritual words. They're difficult in the channel. I don't want to say loopholes. It's not loopholes. My mind keeps wanting to say loopholes. Anyway, these I know at any other time, and like right now my mind's just drawing a blank, but it's like a side quest and a stagnation pool, right? It's moving, it's still moving. Energy never stops. Energy is constantly in motion, but you're getting stuck in this little loophole here. Hey, Matt. No worries, love. Every day is a tit hair better. I love you, Holly. You're so fun. But insanity loop, you can get caught in these, you know, spiritual little insanity loops where you, I don't know, choose some kind of loyalty to your past self or to others, or to holding on to old ways of thinking, that you're not really able to pull yourself out of that consciously, you know? Oh, hey, Steph. How are you, love? um, Hello, Anna. I had to take a sip. My voice is trying to dry out. Anyway, prosperity lies ahead. Also, bottom of the deck energy. I do want to highlight that with the new moon in Taurus, and with your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Okay, so things are getting better, but you have to choose better. Okay, it's not going to get better just because Rebel said it in a reading and you're expecting it because I said it in a reading. If you're not making the choices to get yourself up out of those insanity loops, okay, if you don't make the conscious choice and then take the action steps and the tangible reality, then you are still choosing past cycles. It may be fun, but this is miserable. However, I'm alive and mostly well mentally. You are amazing, Holly. You're a fucking trooper. You're a warrior, even though you're itty bitty tiny. And I just love you to pieces. Bring love into the situation with the new moon in Aquarius. A lot of new moon energy showing up here, you guys. A lot of new moon energy. Aquarius, forward thinking, innovative. Bring love into this situation. Love for yourself, patience, nurturing, kindness for yourself. Like self, I understand that we want to cling on to these old cycles, these old patterns of behaviors, these old situations, whatever, out of this is comfort zone. I know what to expect out of this. Even if all I can expect is to be shit on, at least I know what to expect. We're going to move out of that and we're going to expect better, and we're going to take the action steps to create better come hell or high fucking water. Okay. Um, I love you, Holly. So bring love into the situation, even for others that may be involved in the situations. Forgiveness, love. Like, I understand you're at a lower level of consciousness. I love you. I appreciate what this situation has taught me, the lessons I've learned just from our interactions, but I choose to cut you the fuck off and I'm going to move on with my life. I choose me. I choose better. And that insanity loop came out right next to codependence, fixed emotions, feelings, and expectations. Codependence is, I can't function without this person or situation in my life. And that might be keeping you stuck, right? Anchored to the more 3D way of thinking, more that overthinking or the logic mind, the left brain. We talked about, I know a lot of you guys haven't been here the whole time, you came in a little bit late, but in the beginning, we talked about left brain versus right brain, using your discernment because it is a gift, but not allowing it to hinder you. Okay, because it will anchor you into more 3D programming. So this is you healing that and overcoming that codependence. That codependency is not just on other people; it could be on certain patterns of behavior or patterns of thought, inflicted on you by yours truly, one and only, the you are the center of your universe. So recognizing that and choosing better is what this is all about. Right next to that codependence card, we have absence, missing opportunities, and ignoring your intuition. We'd also talked about not ignoring your intuition earlier. Yes, being grounded and using your discernment, that left brain, but also relying very heavily on your intuition. Got a lot of Neptunian fog right now. So you may feel like you're not really clear on the direction that your life is moving or what you really want moving forward. And that's okay. But as you are walking your path, you're going to have to rely on your intuition a lot more. Yes, always use that discernment and keep that in the equation, but you're going to have to be relying on your intuition a lot more, because that's what the new earth is all about, is living a more intuitively based life rather than the logic, the programming, the 3D, matrix paradigm situation. Conclusions are within reach with the full moon eclipse. Eclipse energy, baby. We're talking about post eclipse energy here, okay? These eclipses, this eclipse season, as eclipses often always do, they bring conclusions. They remove things from your life that are no longer supported by your path moving forward. And again, like I said in the beginning, these could be pleasant experiences, like, oh, finally I'm rid of that situation or that person, or I feel very unburdened by this now. I feel like a weight's been lifted and now I can finally be free to create what I want. Or it can be a painful experience, like, I really wasn't anticipating seeing that person's true colors. I never thought they would do that to me. I never thought this or that. Or wow, I thought I would have that situation or that relationship for a lot longer, if not the rest of my life, and here it is. It's being just completely eclipsed from my life, because ultimately it doesn't serve your path moving forward. So things are being removed so that there are fewer obstacles, so you can continue to create beautiful lives for yourselves. Hold your vision with the fixed moon. Again, a vision card. We had that Osusi card with vision, and I talked about not having tunnel vision, not just focused on your intended target, your intended trajectory, but also being in the present moment and seeing all of the abundance that's raining down around you. Because if you're only fixed on what it is that you think that you want, and you're not being present, you're not seeing other opportunities that could lead to much better for you. So remember to, yes, keep your eyes on the prize, keep working towards your goals, but also be present, because you never know when one of these opportunities that's already offering itself to you right now could take you to that same destination or even a better one. So hold that vision, but also be present and allow yourself to see new opportunities around you. And that brings us back to that center of the reading, Five of Pentacles card. Don't be looking at everything that's going wrong, everything that's, not manifesting for you, or maybe it's taking too long, or the things that are being removed from your life right now. Yes, grieve, because the grief process is very natural, very necessary for you to be able to close those doors on past situations and move forward in a healed way. So you don't have to come back around to it later just to heal that shit. You're a spiritual person. You cannot get to a healed state by spiritually bypassing everything. So yes, be present with the grief, be present with the anger, with the frustration, with the sadness, whatever it is that's coming up for you right now, but don't dwell on it. Don't stay there. Okay. Give it the proper attention, give it the proper nurturing, bring it in for a hug, integrate that shit, right? And then move forward. Your higher self is guiding you. We have higher self in the center of the reading, just under that Five of Pentacles, okay, with connection. The higher self card says connection to, or connection with divine self. That's you connected to your divinity, and it's echoed with the connection card showing up right next to it. Divinely protected, spiritual path, oneness. I never noticed that word is misspelled. It says oneness. I've had this card or this deck forever, but yeah, she made it oopsie. And secret knowledge. So this is your higher self. Like I talked about last week, and I don't know which reading, because honestly, they all kind of, when I'm in the channel, I don't remember, I don't retain much. But now I forgot where I was going with that. Sorry. Anyway. Oh, yes, I remember. Your higher self, your guides, your spirit team will often walk you into situations that cause you to feel this way. Okay? It's not fun. And they will trick your ass at times. They'll tell you what they need to tell you to get you to go down that pathway, because along the path is a treasure. Maybe a trigger, but at the root of it, that's treasure, because something significant is being triggered for you to focus on, to heal, to resolve, to integrate. So it's no longer blocking your fucking path. It's no longer anchoring you into these old ways of existing. It's no longer anchoring you in that Five of Pentacles energy. It's happening to free you from those old energies that you still carry with you. Even if you thought you fully healed it, maybe it's still, the residue is still hanging out and maybe you're not aware of it. So you're being brought to the awareness that, yeah, it's still fucking with you. And now you need to eradicate it for good. But the only way you're going to do that is to face it, to give it time. And you're not removing it. You're removing any kind of control or negative hold that it has over your experience. You're integrating that because that's a part of you too. And that's where the death and new beginnings comes. With that 10 of Swords. Cycles are dead, done, and over with. And with all of this new moon energy, you're beginning a new cycle. With this 10 of Swords in the reverse, you're beginning a new cycle. Perhaps things were stalled or stopped or hindered or just completely fell apart because you weren't meant to walk down that path anymore, because it was burning you alive. And now you recognize it. And now you have the awareness and the tools and experience and wisdom that you need to finally move forward, to grow, to change, to become what it is that you're meant to become here in your fullness and actually live your fucking purpose. So whatever is falling away for you right now, whatever is being eclipsed from your experience right now, yeah, it might suck. It might hurt a lot. But you're healing. And what's coming in to replace it is even better. Thanks, Steph. Yeah, everyone thumbs up the video, like, share, subscribe, all the things. Thank you. I never remember to do all that stuff. And if you want to book a private reading with me, information is in the description box below. If you want to drop a tip just out of the kindness of your heart, information's in the description box below. It'll be there on all of my videos moving forward because I am aware that I forget to advertise myself like all the time. So it's there. I just might forget to tell you guys that it's there, but now I'm telling you it's going to be there always. So thank you, Steph, for the reminder. They'll charge a 35-mile-per-hour bulldog into your leg. Yes, that can absolutely happen, Holly. I'm not laughing at your circumstances. I'm just laughing because I just love you. Holly is like the funniest little just firecracker ever. I just adore her. Give it the thumbs up before saying hello. So yeah, that's basically the end of the reading. New is coming in for you. Amazing things that you can't even fathom are coming in for you, but only if you make the decision to embark on that new path, that higher path, the one that feels lighter, the one that feels better, the one that feels like it was made just for you. You might be feeling some trepidation about letting go of the old way of existing, the old pattern of thought, behavior, whatever is happening for you right now. But I promise you that once you walk away from that which is burning you alive, you're walking towards your sun, your happiness, your fulfillment. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. So on that 8 of Cups, it's significant when you're walking away from that cup. Isn't full of water. It's not full of, emotions and psychic energy and fulfillment and adventure. It's full of what has been burning you, even in small ways, because that's a small cup. That's a small little bowl right there. It doesn't always burn. Sometimes it burns in small ways. But it's not good for you. It's scarring you little by little. So walk into your sunshine. Love you guys. That is the end of the reading. And if you are watching the replay or if you're not familiar with the community, you can exit now. But I'm going to do a check-in with y'all. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling post-eclipse? I know it's only one day post-eclipse, but I'm feeling a lot lighter already. So I've been doing some work though, you guys. I've been doing a lot of my own work for months now. But yeah, it definitely feels like a turning point. So I'm excited to see the new that's coming in for not just myself, but for everybody. You're not crying, I am. Goal is to not quit myself. Holly, you're doing a damn good job too. You're doing a damn good job. You're being forced to sit with yourself and nurture yourself. And, you know, it sucks the way that it came about. But, you know, a lot of times we are so focused on taking care of everyone and everything else outside of ourselves that we don't take a moment to see where we need to be nourishing ourselves as well. So, you know, sometimes we'll be put literally on our ass and we'll have to sit with ourselves and give ourselves that love and care that we so desperately need and be forced to receive that from others. And that's been your experience. So you just did a nice meditation with Siddhartha. That's cool, Matt. Super awesome. You're welcome, Anna. I love you. Yep. I love that, Matt. Thank you. Stay up, Holly. You got this. Shit breaks, but we have the power to grow it back. Yes, ma'am. She's doing a wonderful job. Absolutely wonderful. We all have our moments, and you've had some moments. I've had many moments over this past year, and I look forward to the end of the year, which we are technically in. You're doing great. Awesome, Matt. Thank you. I love you. How's everybody else doing? Anybody else want to throw in a comment? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll let you guys get back to your life. I was like, I don't know. I've been distracted. Okay. I've been distracted for a couple months now, but specifically today, I was even more distracted and I forgot to do the, yeah. I forgot to schedule the stream last night or this morning. I've been doing a lot of like deep cleaning, trying to get stuff purged out of my house and trying to get things like, you know, I've got 3 little kids and they're destructive little Tasmanian devils. So I've really been focused on trying to get everything in order so we can maintain. And I've been distracted with that a lot lately because Virgo season and towards the end of Virgo season, I was like, I gotta clean, I gotta organize, I gotta, you know, I've just been taking care of business. So it slipped my mind to create the stream today. So I was like 30 minutes before when I was about to start setting up and get backstage and do my thing, I was like, oh shit, I didn't schedule the stream. And then I was thinking for some reason today was one of the zodiac reading days. So I scheduled air and earth signs for today. And then I got in the stream and I'm like, wait a minute, I knew I was doing collective. I got the cards out just for collective reading, but I scheduled the element sign readings, so I had to go back and fix that. Like I've just been scattered. So post eclipse energy, I'm a bit scattered, but somehow I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. So we made it happen. Yep, gotta work your magic. All right, guys. Well, I am going to let you get back to the rest of your day. I have to leave shortly to go pick up my miniature humans. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Earth and air sign readings are tomorrow. So if you have earth or air sign placements, then make sure you tune into those. We will begin at 4 p.m. Eastern with the first one, and then the second one will be 4:45 p.m. I have it scheduled that way, so I give exactly 45 minutes just in case I go over the 30 minutes, so I can make it to leave and pick up my kids on time. So if the schedule, you know, goes along accordingly, then it'll all work out. Otherwise, I'll go pick up my kids just like I had to do last Wednesday and then come back and then do the second reading. So I love you, Holly. Thank you. Have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow if you're going to be watching for the Earth and air sign readings. Again, if any of your major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus fall in one of those elements, then you'll want to tune in. All right. I love you guys. Mwah. See